Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Hope y'all guys can hear me good. If you ain't already, like and subscribe. This is a little wisdom that I've learned. You learn over time. You learn about stuff, and I've learned a lot from other hunters, and learned a lot just on my own. But this is talking about scopes or optics or whatever you want to call them. All my life, just about all my hunting life, I'm 48 years old. I've been hunting with a gun in the woods, deer hunting since I was 9 years old. By myself, not with a dad sitting beside me, by myself. They just turned us loose and we went to the woods and hunted. So take 9 off 48, what, about 38 years I've been hunting deer. And trust me, if it's been seen in the woods, I've seen it in the deer woods. I've probably took over 300 to 400 deers in my life. I don't even know. I ain't no way of counting. I've took a buck deer in the state of Kentucky since 1995 or 6 up to now. Never missed a year. That's how many tags I filled just Kentucky. I'm not counting other states, Tennessee. But anyway, in those by the Oaklands. But good glass, guys. Good glass is the only way to go. I'd always want to get these guns. Now one thing I wouldn't buy is a cheap rifle. I always get a good 700 Remington, good Brown A bolt, good Savage, good Ruger, Hawkeye. If I had a rifle, which usually was a good rifle, this cheap rifle I was just trading on it. But when it comes to my hunting guns, it's usually a 700 Remington all the way around. It was a 700 Remington here for the past 10 years or so. I've got in these Brown A bolts, and I love what got me on the Brown A bolts is the accuracy, which there's no accurate in a Remington, but the length of trigger pull on them. I love it. They fit me good. But anyway, in 2016, I went and bought a local gun shop here. I said I'm gonna buy me a good scope, and on a 270 short mag. Mom had bought me the gun for a gift, and we'd only been together about 3 years then. And I'd been using what did I put on that when I first got it? I went and bought a gun off a gun shop, a Tasco, 4x12 Tasco, cheap Tasco. I don't know how many deer to that cheap Tasco. Might even kill that big 12 pointer looking to it. I'm pretty sure it did. I may have had it may have been that's 2015, so I know I killed the first two to the Tasco. I did. Well, I was using Tasco, but I switched over and got a burst put on it for a while. And I was given a burst, a 3x9 burst, and that burst was a good scope. And the burst, I can't remember the Red Field 2 or whatever you call the burst scope anyway. And I'm like, man, this scope's good in low light, and but he didn't hardly have enough zoomies for me, so I went out and done something I'd never done before on a hunting rifle. I went and bought a decent scope. I got a Bookmaster 2 Nikon. I don't like them with the clarifications on them. My hunting scopes, I want them straight. Maybe a little eye adjustment. I don't even really like the eye adjustments on back there, but it's okay. It had no eye adjustments, no nothing, just straight 4x12 scope by 40. And I put that on that 270 short mag, and I'm telling you what, out of all my scopes, low light, if I was going to be hunting in a low light situation, or I love that 270 because of that. And so I used it a couple years in 2018. I come up with that 300 short mag, and I thought I was getting a good scope. Then I put about $120, maybe $150 weaver. The weaver is usually good glass, but this was a China weaver. And it was a good glass in daylight, but in low light it wasn't much. 4x18, I think, or 4x16, 4x16. And I used it up to this year, and with no problem. The scope was a good scope. It wasn't clear in low light. It just wasn't high quality. But getting back on the subject, if you're just gonna hunt one gun, two guns, make sure you spend about as much on your glass as you do your gun, because it's going to make a difference in your hunting success. I couldn't even sit here and think of the times that if I'd had a good scope on some of these longer range shots where I missed and lower light shots and stuff, how much better it would have been. I couldn't realize it. I don't want no more than 12 zoomies on a good scope. I mean, I feel comfortable shooting 500-600 yards with 12 zoomies on a good scope. That's all I want. Uh, Before I'd have to have a scope. I shoot them 22-250s and stuff, and target guns, and I'd have to have a scope at least. I think I always use a BSA 6 by 24 by 50 or something like that with a big shade shield on it. And a while ago, it was Mama Doe and two does over in the field. So I got my rangefinders out and range fighting them. They was 720 something yards or something like that. And I got a little Nikon Pro Stats out, which I've coupled. I've bought 3 of them here lately. So I splurged a little bit on scopes, more than I've ever splurged in my life. And I got looking up at Nikon. Then I got some cheaper scopes looked on. I'm like, my God, there's so much daylight to dark difference, you know. So I sat down and it kind of warmed up a little bit. So I sat down and got the tripods out. I set one gun with had the non-clear scope on it, and it was just like hazy. You couldn't hardly see the deer with the smoke, the raws, the snow. I mean, the raws and stuff. So when I got the Nikons out looking through them, I could actually hold on them deers and pretend I was shooting them. And if they was a 15-point buck standing there with the trigger pull, and I can just see, it's in my mind. I can't tell you how, but you can just see how much better, how much more accurate you would be with that clearer scope. It wasn't so much about the zoomies as clearer scope. The clearer scope you got, the better your hunt success gonna be. I wouldn't have never thought they'd come from me. I thought always, man, it ain't about the scope. It ain't about the scope. If they got $40 scope, kill a deer. That's true. Killing many deer with $40 scope. But this old boy didn't know what he's talking about. A clear scope, there's nothing like it. Well, I've noted for the past 10 years or so since I've been using that on that one. But when I stepped up these Pro Stats, it's even better than Buckmasters. Nikon, they are really clear. I mean, really, really clear. And I'm like, oh my Lord. And gosh, I've been in the cold air. My eyes are red, burned out. You know, ugh. Anyway, I was like, why didn't I just buy 2 of them? 2 of them, but I didn't see it. I'd rather put my money in a gun than a scope. I'd rather just buy them in a gun, put the gun cabinet or gun safe, than buying a scope, a high-end scope. So I got tons of guns there with Tasco and Simmons is what they got on, and some of them. I got a couple more brands. I can't remember what it was. They done a review on a cheap scope the other day. I think it was a good cheap scope, clear as a day, but overall in the long run, no, it's not going to do what a good high-end scope would do. So man, if you're using 2 guns, if you got a coyote gun, and around here that's what most people have, a coyote gun and a deer rifle. If you got a 22-250 or something like that, you shoot coyote, treat yourself with a good scope. Put you a good piece of glass on. If you got a deer rifle, definitely put you a good piece of glass on. You don't need a lot of zoomies. That clarification and that good scope will make up for the zoomies. I'm telling you, see what I mean if you ever get one. If you have never looked at one, I'm sure a lot of you guys have. But if you like me and you shot cheap junk all your life and you get into this, I mean, this boy, I'm excited. This boy, I mean, it's just, it's flipped my world around. I'm like, I'm on eBay. I'm itching to buy more now. I want to buy more scopes and new guns because it's just that nice glass, man. I tell you, I've got all the scopes I need. You know, I think I've got one for the 7mm and the 270. I already had for 270 and the 300 short mag and the 7mm, and I got one coming for the muzzle loader, Nikon Pro Staff. I may buy one more Nikon Pro Staff to jump around on different guns as I use them. You know, like if I want to use 243, I will. 7mm, I will. 30-06. You know, I just change them around and reline them, bore side them, reline them, and use them like that. Still using all these old cheap junky scopes. I don't ever hunt with their cheap junky scope. I'm telling you, I'm calling them junk now. I know they held line, and I'm not knocking no brand. I'm just advertising Nikon. They don't even make Nikon Pro Staffs anymore. Nikon don't even make a scope, so and I'm sure they're better than Nikon out there. I'm sure their scopes, I know they are. There's some out there costing $5,000. They'd have to be better than Nikon. But if you got $800 in your gun, at least invest $600 in your scope, and at least $100 in your mounts. I'll get to the mounts now. I've been investing in good mounts for a long time, probably about 20 years now. I used to use them a little cheap weaver mounts, but I've been buying good mounts, good one-piece mount tallies, or on my Remington, they got Remington, which are probably made for tallies. I tell you a secret, guys, don't fall for this. I fell for it and it cost myself about $50. Just buy tally mounts. Don't buy Browning because they're made by tally, and you'll pay about $40 more for the same mount. That's ridiculous. But the one-piece mounts, you got less to come loose. I like them. I know you've seen this gun 1,000 times. I'll show you what I was talking about here. This is the one-piece mount. You got 2 screws here. It's all one piece. Nothing to come loose here. No screws tighten up on the side to work loose or nothing like that. And them are tally mounts I'll show you right here. And I'm going to get you the box. I just bought them new. I'll give you like $80 a piece for these tallies. So you can see it right there. My phone just on it. But they was Browning. They said Browning on the box, but got them part of their tallies. And I could have got tallies for the same gun for like $40, $39.99 or $40 for the same gun. I do not like bars. Our rails. I do not like. I've got rails. I don't like rails on nothing anymore on this AR. I do not like the rail. I don't like a rail to run across the top here. And I know you can get your scope to move in further than that. And that sits just right. And I know I've got no more room. I was talking about that on that last video. But I don't want a rail on top of the gun. I do not like rails. And you can flip them around, but if I flipped it around, it pushed the scope. Wait a minute. It might have been better on that gun too, flip them around. I had them on the short mag flip like this. I put them on this like that. No, that would push your scope more forward. If you flip it around, it push your rings more forward. No, I've got them right. But them DNZ mounts are good. Now I run them for years and no problem at all. But when I went to take it off of that 300. No, let's see if I got the DNZs in. I think I'm saying that right. I do have, yeah, there we go. They're a good mount, and I mean, but they're expensive too. But they're just a one boat. They're a one boat mount. I just don't like a rail. I like a one piece mount if I can. But they are just a one piece mount. I kind of like them, and I get I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think D&Zs or whatever you call them. Yeah, you sportsmen know what I'm talking about. They're one piece. I've got the screws here for them. All the screws look like this right here. Now, them's pretty good mounts. I had to sit on a 300 short mag took a lot of years them mounts right there on that 300 short mag. So from 2018 to this year without no problem. But I noticed my screws was a little loose right here this year. But now that you can call that for me from being poor maintenance too. But I Loctite all my screws down this year, but I used to not. Sometimes I would and sometimes I wouldn't. But that's a good mount right there. Light. It's got that bar there for extra sport. DNZs or whatever you call them. I may not be pronouncing none, not getting that out there right to what they are, but the only thing I got against them is just one boat here. Where the tallies had 2 bolts, or the Brownings had 2 bolts, and the one piece in the Remington does too. But I get more Browning short actions. I'll probably use them on a short action rifle when I get one. Maybe go back to the one piece. I don't know, but yeah, you can't beat them mounts. They're good mounts, but yeah, guys, I do it all the time. All right. Alright, guys, but anyway, I tell you what, guys, if you got Brown A boat out there and you're watching my channel, and if you're a subscriber to me, I just sit there and think, if you're a subscriber to me, you watched all the videos, you watched all the deer killing videos with a 300 short mag. This was the mounts that I was using on the guns. These are not cheap mounts. They're short action. Brown A boat short action. Now, they will not fit. The screw hole will not fit the AB3s like these right here. You have to get different screws. They'll fit it, but they won't fit down through the screw holes. You have to get different screws. One is bigger, one is smaller. But the original old Brown A boat, the standard old Brown A boat, these mounts will fit in a short action. If you have one, and they said a good mount, if you'll give me a holler, I will send these and pay the shipping to you, because these are good mounts. How's that sound? But Brown A boats, all they'll fit, and actually they'll fit the A boat 3, but you need the A boat 2 series or the original A boat because of the mountain screws. Alrighty, and if you got a Brown A boat, you need good mounts. I've got them right here. Short action, be good for 223, 22, 250 or something like that. And if you want to know how good the mounts are, go back and watch all the videos and all the hunting I've done just on YouTube and before YouTube. From 2018 all the way up 2018, I think, when I first made the video with the 2 guns. This was the mounts that was used. Alright guys, I've been long-winded, and hey, I stand to learn every day, guys. I'm telling you what, I stand to learn every day. And that good optics, as good scopes, has just really taught this old country boy a lesson. And finances was one reason I didn't have a scope. I won't like guns better than scopes, but yeah, if your hunting rig costed $700, at least make your optics cost $400 to $500. In the long run, it's going to pay off for you guys. It's on telling how old these scopes are, and they're still clear as day, because they ain't made a Nikon in at least 8 years. Alright guys, I'm going to jump off here and catch you on the next one. Like I said again, if you watched it to the end of the video and you got a short action Brown older model A boat and you need these mounts, I will pay to ship them and send them to you for free.